Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Oopsie. It is February 7th, 10:54 in the morning. Today's video might be a similar vibe, but not really too much because I'm just gonna be doing a sit down, deep conversation and just step into my mind a little bit today, this morning. Excuse the pimple. I have pimples on my face. I'm fresh off the wake up. For breakfast, I'm going to be eating my leftover Wingstop. I have 3 lemon pepper tenders, 1 corn, the sauce, and like 4 fries. I know it's weird. Don't judge me. Judge yourself. Period. And then I have some Utz original plain potato chips with a nice delicious water to keep it balanced. And yeah, today I just wanted to sit and talk with you guys, unleash some things that have just been in my mind that I feel like, I can chat with you guys. I have some natural sunlight coming in, and yeah, let's hop right in. I consider myself to be a very intuitive, I'm a thinker. I think a lot, and for some reason, especially this morning, I definitely called out for work. I just have a lot of thoughts in my head that I felt would be interesting to speak about and to converse with you guys about. I eat my odd breakfast with you guys and just chat. I don't know, let me start eating. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way, or if because of the system we live in or things of that nature. I don't know why I feel like this, but for some reason, as soon as I get paid, it doesn't matter if it's a check that I have received and I had an extra 100 in my account. It doesn't matter if I'm down to my last few cents and I just get my next check. For some reason, every time I get paid, and it hasn't always been like this, but this is definitely a reoccurring feeling that I've been getting for the past year. I feel like I just get this sudden urge that once I do get paid and I receive my check, no matter how little or how big the check is, I have this sudden urge to feed into the consumer's loophole. And by that, I mean of spending money for absolutely no reason. Like, the check is coming and you know how much you're gonna get, as anybody does. You know when it's coming and when you get it. You wake up the next morning and you check your bank accounts and everything's lined up. You make sure things are in order. And then the morning of, I just get this really big urge to just spend it all. I get this really big urge to treat myself, to go out and spend unnecessary funds, and I don't know where that craving comes from. Please let me know if you guys experience that as well. We can have a discussion in the comments about it. Just let me know if y'all go through that as well, and some things that you guys do to confront or relax that feeling and that urge of just spending money. I don't know why, but it happens to me, and I just be having to lock down and take a bite. Not that big a bite. Let me get my bite.
Damn, little lady. You sure can't put it away.
I don't know where it comes from, and it kills me. On to the next. How is the societal expectations of romantic relationships and what it's like to go through the process of rebuilding yourself up, rebuilding your mental and emotional mindset, the stability of the mindset, and all that jazz. I feel like as soon as I feel like it's the law of attraction, you know, you're attracted to someone, you start to kind of subconsciously change yourself and move yourself to where it's at least me, what I've realized through repeated trial and error, you start to fit and change yourself in a way where it's like, okay, I like this person. You start to kind of analyze in your brain of, is this person adding on to what you already have and, you know, your goals and who you are as a person, or are they taken away? You kind of, I feel like, me personally, let me know if you do this as well. Everyone has their level and tier of who they are and what they stand for in comparison to you and who you are and what you stand for. And when you start to delve into the emotional, romantic side of that things, oh, now we're on a whole different ball game. Now, not only are you comparing this person to yourself and what they can add or take away from the value of you, now you're thinking about romantically, what can I get from this person? Romantically, what can they do for me? Romantically, how do we work together with them being themselves and how you perceive them, aside from, of course, getting to know them and learn them, and who you are, the person, and what that can do and affect you. So that's that. Then you can get into how, when you first meet someone and you already have that preconceived notion of who they're going to be to you in your life, you get to know them. You know, you start to speak to them more. You start to blatantly and like kind of slyly show that person that, hey, I'm attracted to you. You might not say it, but it shows in the affection, the increase of affection that you show for them. It shows in the increase in attention and detail that you do to yourself, to them. It just shows.
Nice.
I love Wingstop porn. Gets me your teeth though. It starts to become a transactional relationship. At least that's how I feel, or how I digest romance. And it's like, it becomes transactional because, okay, they do something for you, you do something for them, and that can be anything: buying food, making cute little notes and things, or just, you know, just showing acts of affection. It becomes transactional because you see that there's interest on and through both sides. So you start to move as a unit. And then when you move as a unit, you sometimes you don't have the discussion of what are boundaries and what are limitations and what are expectations. And that's something that I feel like we should normalize, like not as soon, but when you start to feel the level of attraction get, you know, higher and higher than the basic, oh, we're just people that know each other, we're just friends. That conversation needs to be had, because automatically, as human beings, we're gonna have that level of expectation that's gonna raise the more you spend time with this person, the more that you get to know this person. Once again, which is all natural.
He fucking that shit up. Oh, God.
Stop, y'all. Y'all are being mean. Eat. Ugly.
You get to know them, go on dates, and see who that person is over time. You enjoy each other. And while you're enjoying each other, you kind of follow through with those societal expectations of, oh, you know, we need to go out every now and again to spend time with each other. But me being a supporter of 50-50, I've realized that doesn't go into effect in my actual relationships. Like, a lot of stuff that I would think I agree with, or that I say that I agree with, when I'm in a relationship and I'm being completely 100% genuine, I'm not really taking those things into action. I'm not being 50-50. I love when a man buys me things and spoils me, and it's not 50-50. It's like 75. What was the other half of 75? 75-35. It's that men are supposed to do. And I feel like they should. Like, at least me, I failed to remember that I've just grown to realize that I can get so caught up and wrapped up in what society says is a good relationship that I completely forget that you have to create and build up your own building blocks that make y'all that dream relationship that you aspire for. And I'm like, wow. I'm like mind blown, because no matter how much you try to follow the societal norms and rules and book lines and guidelines, unless y'all two have those conversations, unless y'all two come to that conclusion that this is what I expect from you, this is what we together can do to make sure we're actually spending quality time and not just going out on dates and eating and then being brought home and things of that nature. It's not really beneficial towards a relationship. Yeah, you spending time, but what are you doing with that time that in the long run you're actually learning about each other and growing and healing with each other. Now, to get into, speaking of healing, to get into the healing and rebuilding of after a breakup, I just feel like sorry, I'm just eating my breakfast, so I know it's unhealthy, but Tenders is just too good. See if it is something that could be a long term, or if it's something that you know will be short term, like you know to give it your all, or you know to dial it back or scale. Like you put them on a scale, essentially. I put them on a scale, essentially. When you're with someone, it's not just you anymore. You are now working to ensure your happiness, including your significant other's, your romantic partner's happiness. To come from that to making sure you reach out to a person to make sure that that person is happy because of you, or you know, you're when you're going through your day, to guarantee that someone else's happiness is met and that you are thinking and making space through your day-to-day in your brain for that person and you. It's a drastic change. To now I'm just trying to focus on myself. Now I'm just trying to build myself back up, because when I had someone, I already felt at 100. Yeah, along the way there were kind of some slips and falls, because not a relationship is 100% always gonna be 100. You remain on this high, and now that that person is gone, it's just you, and you go all the way back to ground zero. And then you have to rebuild yourself up, rebuild your self-image, because you felt so elevated with that person by your side. You now have to rebuild yourself up, and it's all a time game and a patience game and a love game, a self-love game. You really have to stabilize your self-worth and stabilize the concept and mindset of, because that person that was giving you that high level of self-esteem, that high level of happiness, you can still achieve that same high level of happiness and self-love and everything. It just takes time for you to become whole again, and it's okay to not feel at whole at first, but be sure that you still show yourself love. Be sure that you still take care of yourself. Be sure that without that person, you know that you will be okay. And this is kind of like a self-diary and unleashing my thoughts to myself, so to speak, as well as the whole YouTube world and social media. And I am still healing, but these are just little thoughts and things that I've come to the realization that I can say I'm okay. Because it's a confusing feeling of when you with that person and it's all good and handy dandy, you never can imagine not being with them. You can never imagine not having that person or even having to go through a breakup. But now you're on a whole other spectrum of, you can literally imagine your life without them now. You can see happiness and wealth and growth in yourself deep down inside, because you found a way to heal, and you found a way to grow, and you found a way to still show up for yourself, to still love on yourself, to still be happy with yourself and move gracefully through the world without that person. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm okay. I'm more than okay. I'm blessed for everything I have, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I thank God that the person showed me what I needed to be shown and taught me the things I needed to be taught, so that I could grow and elevate. And I realized that that's how I learn, is through making those mistakes. Through failure, I learn. And I can't be hard on myself when I do fail, because it's necessary for me. So yeah, little heart to heart with Kaya. On to the next. I'm gonna do one more just for the sake of timing, and then depending on how well this video is received, I'll upload a part 2. Let's talk about my thoughts on the discernment between having those thoughts and feelings that are not sinful. It is the desire and act of that said sinful thing that becomes the sin. I don't want to lay this on thick, because everyone follows their own rule book of law in terms of how they go through life, religion, and so on and so forth. I don't want to offend anybody or give off any false thoughts or belief system. This is truly me and my relationship with God, and I feel like it's vulnerable enough for me to even feel the need to come on here and share that with you guys when I don't like to share that, because when you share, the more you share, the more you allow feedback. The more you share, the more you allow people to comment. So, not too much, but Jesus, God, a higher power has always presented itself in my life. Even when I was really young, like one of my earliest memories, I remember being a child, and I remember being woken up, dressed like a cute little baby doll, and getting ready and just looking very cutesy and getting in my church girl attire with the cute little white ruffle socks from back in the day with the little ruffle on the ankle part, feeling so pretty and cute. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going. Where am I going? I'm going to church. You were preparing yourself and putting your best on for God. We all arrived at church, and I remember going in there and being all shy and, to myself, but the energy, the mass collective energy, and just for some reason it always resonated with me, like just mindset and the thought process of there is a higher power that is all knowing, that is all good, that awaits for us, that watches over us, that wants the best for us so that we can give our best to him. For some reason, that ideology always spoke to me. So yes, I do believe in a higher power, whether it be what you believe in, whether it be what I specifically believe in. I believe that there is a higher power, and that's been instilled in me since I was young. So why would I not believe in that? And all in all, to say is that I've always had God in my life. So when you always have this looming theology in the back of your mind as a child, and now I'm 20, turning 21 this year, and I'm stepping more into my womanhood and who I want to be in this world, and I'm moving in my own dependence, I'm gonna have thoughts of the world. I'm gonna want to do things that are not of God's will, because I live in a free will world. He made this world of free will. And I remember literally reading in the Bible somewhere that when he literally made the world, after he made it and saw how sinful we can become because he gave us free will, he was terrified of what he created. So I say all that to say, I had this notion of, and since a child, I never liked being a bad kid. Like when I was in school, I would literally remember being in school and being called a teacher's pet because it doesn't go against my better will, my good nature. I'll do it. I'm not too difficult. I'm really not. So to bring that into my religion, and that's my mindset of how I do things, why would I not feel pressure to be the best that I can be for God? Why would I not feel that pressure? Why would I not feel bad about myself? Why would I not feel like I'm dishonoring God on those days where I don't pick up my Bible, on those days where I do sin? My Instagram feed kind of pushed it to where as though I get more God and more spiritual and religion-based content. So now I see things. So now I've moved my phone into a realm of religion. So now every time I get on social media, I see things based around religion. It's like I feel the pressure even more now, but it's a good pressure now. Now you have people online that are deciphering scriptures and relaying a good message, but they're relaying it in a way where it's in a concept to where I can digest it, to where yeah, I have my bad days where I sin, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to sin as much as possible, to the point of we push that boundary to where we literally bow down to God. We literally rely on God to be our shepherd, so that we see how bad it is, to the point of now rely on God so much. And it's like, all in all, it's okay to have bad days, because he doesn't want, and just blind leading the blind faith. He doesn't want you to just march up onto him and bow down because his friend is doing it. He doesn't want you to put faith in him because you know it's the right thing to do. No, he wants you to have faith in him and love him because you truly love him, and because you truly know there is no better thing. And I feel like he knows that I have such a big amount of love to give, and I was so focused on giving it to the wrong people that I've come to the realization that the only person that is worthy and deserving of it is him. So I don't beat myself up for having those thoughts of sin, because having the thought of sin is not sinful. I'm gonna have thoughts of sin. I live in a world where sin is literally monetized, but it is that desire, whether it be low or high, it's that desire, or that move to act in a sinful way, that gives the sin life, that gives that sinful thing its power. Days where I had the free time to indulge, now I'm not indulging, because I seek a higher purpose. I seek a better mentality to not rely on the indulgence that I want to indulge in. That is it. That is all. Thank you guys so much for being here with me, for sitting here with me, for listening to me. Please drop a like, a comment, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, please. Also, comment down below any thoughts that crossed your mind while I was chatting. Anything you want to chat with me specifically, just chat with me. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to build a community with you guys, and I want nothing more than to build it off of the strength of peace, love, and transparency, as much that is healthy, and funniness, laughter, and lightheartedness, and all that jazz. Once again, depending on how well this video does, how well it's received, that'll determine if I drop another one, because I have a whole bunch more to talk about. And if you guys mess with this type of content from me, I would love to give you more of it. So yeah, get this video to about, I don't like putting numbers and strains on video because I find that to be low-key tacky. I'm gonna put something on it if y'all can get this video. The most likes I've got on a video I think was like 13 or something like that. Get this video to 20 or 25 likes if possible. I love you all dearly. Have a good day, have a good evening, have a good night, have a good month, have a good week, have a good year. It's my Snoopy Snoop. Bye bye.